Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Thanos4292 here, 62. Uh, and I just kind of wanted to talk today. I don't have much of a plan, much of an agenda. Later today, 'cause like as you can tell from the clips, I'm kind of hastily throwing this together. Um, but later today, there's gonna be a rebrand of just talking, and rather than it be just me, it's gonna be me, Subtle, and Killer. Killer, who I'm actively playing with, he's Mira in this clip. Both of us kind of flip flop ops, and then Subtle, who I've streamed with in the past and played with in the past. He's popped up in a couple videos, I believe. He also comments on every one of or most of my videos, calling me a nerd. So that's there. But so we're rebranding the podcast to Nuts of Chuckle. Well, I'm rebranding the podcast to Nuts of Chuckle. And they're gonna be joining me from every episode here on out. Occasionally, we'll have some of our other friends come in, make it more natural. That's the thing. Like when you see the video, it'll be easier to understand. But it is very clear all three of us are like fucking around on Siege and not doing anything worthwhile. It's currently 4:50 a.m. When I'm recording this video. I did not sleep last night. I have to go to work in 35 minutes with the roads. 45. 55. Um, but yeah, it's a day. It's gonna suck, but I'm going to be editing down that. I'm aiming for an hour for each podcast, but this one it'll probably end up being 45. It's also our first one. Um, and they are not as used to being on camera as I am. Um, and You're not on camera, but on audio, and I'm still not used to it. I also just moved my setup, so like there's adjustment there. When I say I did that 3 hours ago. Um, and yeah, um, so all of that's coming. And then I wanted to talk about the Siege gameplay. You are going to be seeing a lot of Siege, unfortunately. I got it onto my PC, and I've gotten better. And I feel like objectively I'm playing better. Um, and so I want to work on it more. I want to play with it more. And I want to get better at it. So for the next 6 months to a year, um, it's gonna be a lot of Siege. I'll have other games in there too, um, but there's gonna be a lot of Siege. Um, and as you can see here, like I move faster, I play faster. I picked up aiming really quick, and I think Siege is a hard game to learn. There's a very harsh skill curve, very fucking harsh. But once you have the basics down, that is the best time, in my opinion, and from what I've experienced so far, to switch. I started playing on my PS5, and I still do on occasion. Killer's Ubisoft doesn't always work. Um, and for a 10-year-old game, that is an issue, but whatever. There's hundreds of videos going over everybody's issues with Ubisoft as a company. Um, and particularly, like, within the Siege community. That's the other thing. Yes, I play a lot of Siege. Yes, I grew up on Ubisoft games. I loved the Assassin's Creed franchise. I hated it. I despised Valhalla, and like the after they moved away and started playing more of the open world, not open world, but more of the like always online pay to win shit. Not pay to win, but like a lot of their newer shit, and it was very clearly not the Assassin's Creed that I grew up with. For reference, I'm 19. I played a lot of the older Assassin's Creed, Black Fra- Black Flag. Don't know why I'm struggling with that word. Rogue, 3, the Enzios timeline, like all of that. That is what I grew up with. That is the Assassin's Creed I love. That is the Assassin's Creed I really enjoy playing. And so losing that kind of hit. I stopped playing after Rogue mainly because up until 6 months ago, I had an Xbox 360 and that was it. I mean, I had my PC, but it had shit the bucket because my dumbass pulled open my case, was looking at what I wanted to upgrade, and touched something and static shocked my motherboard. So I ruined my PC. That's why when I first started getting into streaming on Twitch, I was doing it straight from my PlayStation. Um, and those of you that are on my Twitch, you'll notice I don't stream with Cloudy. I don't talk to Cloudy. We had a disagreement. That is all I'm going to say on it. I'm not trying to start beef. He's a good guy for the most part. Just disagreements in, for one, how we play video games. He's a very serious player. He takes his games very seriously. I don't. To me, it's a video game. Like, yeah, I get angry at Siege. Yeah, I get angry at Fortnite, say. Like, I get angry at some of these games. At the end of the day, I'm playing them to calm down and deal with some of my anger. And to relax. And vent. I'm not, like, playing them to be serious. I'm playing them to fuck around and have a good time. Fuck around and find out. And usually it goes horribly for me. But that is something I think the Siege community especially needs more of. That's the other thing. I play a lot of Siege. I do. I do. Within the last 2 days here, I'll go look at Steam really quick. I've put in, mind you, I installed it. I've put 14 hours within the last 2 days. I installed it, not 2 days, but like 3 days. I installed it 2 to 3 days ago. I put 14 hours in, while working a full-time job, and, you know, having a cat to take care of, having pets to take care of. So, that is there. And that's the other thing. If you notice with my clips, I'm not just showing you the good stuff. I am showing you, for those of you that are new to the Siege community, for those of you that are coming in, I'm showing you the harder stuff. The losses you don't want to see. The plays that I fuck up on. All of that. And I think it's, unless you watch streamers constantly, you're not going to see a lot of it. And you don't see a lot of people coming in at my level and starting to stream and streaming on it. It doesn't happen very often, and I think part of that's because this game has such a high skill curve, and people don't want to watch this kind of stuff, and I recognize that, but at the same time, I think the transition to PC, for one, has made me a better player. My PC KDR is, like, 2.1, I think. And, so, or my kills per match is, like, 3.1 now, sorry. And I adjusted quicker than I thought I was going to. I thought it was going to be a month to take me to learn how to aim, a month to take me to learn how to use everything. I mastered keybinds. It was using keybinds. I'm running default settings. My sensitivity, I haven't changed my sensitivity. My mouse has custom DPI. Not custom, but I have 3 different modes of DPI, and I pick one and play with it. And that's the one I found works for me so far. And, yeah, but, like, obviously, I'm also playing a game that, since Jinxie left, isn't getting a lot of views, isn't getting the same kind of attention it was, because they're not prioritizing the things that the players want them to be prioritizing. They're prioritizing competitive, which, as competitive players, that nets them a lot of money. It does. It does. But at the same time, like, it is the route we're seeing with AI. It is the route we're seeing with a lot of different video games and a lot of franchises. They're not prioritizing the fans, they're prioritizing money. And it really sucks to see. And people talk all the time about indie games popping off. And it's like, yeah, they're popping off because they'll actually listen to the fans. They actually listen to what people want to play. And I think that's an issue that we need, as a community, need to address as a whole. It's not just the small companies that need to address it. It's not just the players. I think the developers need to start listening. Not even the developers, because I understand it's not their fault. They're being pushed harder and harder to make bigger and bigger games with less and less staff. Look at GTA 6. Look at the newest COD. They drop a COD every fucking year. It's not Black Ops, but people bitch about the glory days. Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, Black Ops, like the original, the OGs. The good, the objectively good games. The storylines that hold up. The gameplay that, despite it being over a decade old at this point, still plays really well and handles really well to the point where you have people still playing it. And I think that is something we need to address. We need to, as a whole, stop funding. In my opinion, and some biased here given my political stances, but stop funding these massive corporations that aren't giving us the things that we want to see from them. Start looking for that in indie games. Hell, start doing it yourself. I've looked into learning how to code. I have a friend that is currently going to school for, he's double majoring, but one of his majors is computer science, so he knows how to code, and talk to him about teaching me. Um, and that is something I want to do, and get into, because if I can get into that, I can start helping to make games. Are they gonna be good? No, no. Especially like that first year. That is something that takes time. That is something that takes a lot of energy and a lot of time to learn. Um, and but it's something I think that needs to be done as a whole. We need to spend our money and objectively, and this is something that is probably gonna get the video that gets a view, 2 views, um, demonetized. I pirate. Like, if it's a major single player game, I have it. I probably pirate it because I refuse to pay massive corporation Siege. For one, on my PlayStation, I don't pay for it. I pay Sony for it. So yes, Siege is still making a cut, but they're not making as much as if I straight up bought the game. And yeah, I did buy it on my I bought Ultimate Edition for my PC. Um, most or no, I didn't buy Ultimate Edition because I pay for because I own most of the operators already. I didn't have to pay. I'm playing the free version, I think. I think. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm playing base version. Um, and I do like the fact that Ubisoft is actually starting to listen to the complaints, is starting to listen to the fans. In that they're prioritizing fun. Do I think that this season's great? No, but it's a step in the right direction, and it's a step that I feel like we need to be taking. Um, and that's, yeah. Um, I'm gonna throw a little quick promotion at you, and then I'm probably gonna cut the video. Um, so I appreciate y'all. Oh no, no, I do that every fucking time. But yeah. Hello there. So promo time. Go to www.gg/code/Thanos4292 or use code Thanos4292 for 10% off. Links in description. Yeah, that's my promo today. Thank y'all for coming in. I hope you guys have a good day. If you're not having a good day, I hope it gets better. Drink some water, touch some grass, eat some food. Take a shower if you haven't this week. Um, or like the last 2 3 days. Um, and yeah, thank y'all for coming in.